Remember, for what we were looking at for today. Looking live outside of Oklahoma City, Friday seems to be the day with the greatest risk for some of these storms, strong storms at that. We're talking about huge hail, 2 inches in diameter or greater, tornadoes that could ravage major cities like Dallas, Oklahoma City, extends all the way to Des Moines. So it's important to be on alert and have your Fox Weather app handy and ready and all of your alerts turned on. Let's get started, because, boy, when we talk about all that's happening, we want to jump ahead right into Friday because this does look like the potential to produce some very large hailstones, very gusty winds, 70 miles per hour, 75 miles per hour or greater, plus the tornado threat does go up. We've got that threat today as well, but we're going to start with Friday because this threat has been at a level 3 out of 5 for a few days now.
Yes, which means it is possible that we get a last-minute upgrade tomorrow morning. We've seen that with today's risk. We also have a level 3 that was just recently posted for today. Looking at tomorrow, though, everything is in line for a larger area dealing with more powerful storms, including the potential for strong tornadoes. And that's really the difference between today and tomorrow, is this mentioning of this potential for stronger tornadoes. We're highlighting the specific area. Again, we do have that potential of our reasonable max intensity of these tornadoes to at least be EF2 or higher. So that's when we start to reach into a zone where you're looking at the potential for significant damage to property, but also a large percentage of storms that do lead to tornadoes that can take life happen to be EF2 or stronger. So that's why there's so much focus and caution when we have this type of a forecast that we do have in play for tomorrow. Looking at the wind shear, it's more present. That is the change of wind speed and direction as you come off the ground. And that's what allows these thunderstorms to start to rotate, which is kind of that baseline requirement for producing a strong tornado.
And right within that threat, that significant threat extending from Kansas City back through Oklahoma City, but really you're talking Des Moines all the way back and through Dallas. Plenty of storm available energy to work with this. And notice this here. We've got a dry line that's coming through, and that's also going to help trigger some of these storms, especially during the evening. And some of these will hold for the overnight hours. And, Brett, whenever we talk about these, we've got some of these storms that develop quickly. They do produce some very large hail, and at times holding together some of those gusty winds, 75 miles per hour or greater, especially if you get those that really line up, some of these clusters that come together.
We have a potential here for supercells as well. Those are individual, powerful, mature thunderstorms that kind of eat up all the energy. Look at the hail potential here, and that's because we are looking at such a widespread risk for Friday. It's going to feed off of all the moisture in place and lead to these massive thunderstorms. There's a look at the timeline. Everything should start popping as we go into the afternoon. But before we get to this significant threat on Friday, we do have to get you through today, and there has been a last-minute upgrade to the severe weather outlook. Let's start things off with a live look into St. Louis. You'll notice that a lot of our shots across this zone include fog this morning. We have a ton of moisture moving in from the Gulf, and that, unfortunately, is an ingredient that can lead to severe weather. So you're kind of seeing the shaping of this environment as we take a look at these live shots this morning. So here's the outlook for today. As we just finished up Friday's discussion, you can tell that today it's a smaller area that we're concerned about, but we do have that last-minute upgrade that came in, bumping us to a level 3 from the Texas Panhandle into western parts of Oklahoma. So you think about areas like Childress, right on the bridge of the Red River Valley, Elk City, Woodward. These are going to be spots just to the west of OKC that could be producing some very strong and dangerous weather.
Yeah, having said that, when you look at this, also talking about these tornado threats, also that's a level 2 out of 5 in this case. It does include portions of I-40, and a lot of people travel Interstate 40. A lot of people who live here as well. Extends all the way over to Wichita, and we could see EF2 or greater. That is significant when you think about the power of these storms and just how much damage can be done in this type of situation.
We're probably going to see more plentiful storm reports of hail than tornadoes. But again, if you have one impactful tornado hit a town, that's all that truly matters. That potential is certainly there. Look at the range here for large hail, though. It stretches from I-20 to all the way up to Interstate 70. This is hundreds of miles where these hailstones could be 2 inches in diameter or larger. So very important to park your car in a safe spot. This is specifically a threat really to property. As long as you're inside, you're safe from it. We'll also experience some very strong straight line winds, which strong straight line winds can cause a lot of damage. In fact, some of these wind gusts between Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas today could clock above hurricane strength. So we're talking about hurricane strength force wind gusts of 75 miles per hour plus, possible for the Central Plains as we go into this afternoon. Here's a look at storm reports over the last 24 hours. So yesterday was kind of day one of a very busy stretch. Minimal reports coming in, most of them hail. And then this morning, this is what is left over from yesterday's convection, the thunderstorm action, and it is producing flash flooding with these storms raining themselves out over parts of Missouri and Illinois. So we do have a couple flash flood warnings out, including for Cape Girardeau, moving over into Vienna. Make sure that you stay off the roads in these areas as we are experiencing street flooding at this time.